I'm going to make some pepperoni sticks, not the fermented dry kind, but like a snack stick. Sheet casing, so first thing I'm going to do is get the salt off of these things. I'm going to give them a first wash in tap water, but I'm going to do the soaking in distilled water because it makes for nicer casings. But anyway, I'm going to get this done first. Let's see if I can get it untangled. It should be able to. Shouldn't be a problem. We're going to do 2.5 pounds. That's probably enough there, but now we get the other one straightened out too. Other two. Okay. All right. Okay, this is distilled water now. The great trick I learned is I use about 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda per cup of water. It makes them casings a lot easier to work with. Slipperier and softer. Okay, we got this dirt here. Clean that up later. Get the dirt up there. Okay. It's off of here. Not in there. Piece of dirt. What I want to do is I want to flush the inside of these things too. So, pop it in and out like, what are we getting here? I did rinse the inside of these out when I rinsed the salt off, but I want to do a second time with this baking soda inside. It makes a big difference. I'll let these soak in the fridge overnight. Make them nice and soft and easy to work with tomorrow. Okay, what I have here is 2.5 pounds of fine ground beef. I'm going to add to it, I did add to it, 1/2 teaspoon of cure, 2 teaspoons of salt. That's either kosher or pickling salt. Don't use table salt with the iodine and what anti-caking agents, etc. Okay, 1.5 teaspoons of coarse ground black pepper, 3/4 teaspoon of anise, 1.5 teaspoons of fennel seed, 1/2 tablespoon of red pepper flakes, 1/2 tablespoon of ground cayenne pepper, Now with the pepper flakes and cayenne, this is a pretty mild recipe I'm using. You could up that to even double it if you wanted. But anyway, so then I got a half a cup of binder. I'm using milk solids, and so it doesn't. You don't use extra water with the milk solids for some reason. Most binders you do. So I'm only going to put the half a cup of ice cold water in here, uh, and then mix it all up. Evenly distributed it. I think I have. Definitely want it that way. Okay, so it sticks like this. I guess you can't see. Okay, not quite enough. See when it's, can you see that? Yeah, when it sticks like that, then you know it's mixed properly. So let's set here sausage press. This one's a little overkill for what I'm doing today, but that's what I got, so that's what I use. Time to put these casings onto the tube. I'm using cheap casings that I'd soaked in baking soda, like I said earlier. That really makes them a lot easier to get onto the tube. So, you want them tight, but you don't want them to burst. That's another thing nice about baking soda. It seems to help makes the casing softer so that it doesn't seem to happen as you see. Well, no, I'm not going to make it. You don't need to try these off anyway. Carry on. Hey, that came to that's the end of that. But you drop a balloon filled with water in there, and it pushes it past this bottom piece. That's a pretty good job. Usually, anyway, probably won't this one. But anyway, we'll see. There's never a run out of casing. I don't think there's much meat left in there anyway. This camera's giving me grief today. Anyway, so what I've been doing is cutting these off at 20 inches, because then I'll have 10-inch. I'm going to hang them like that. And when I'm done, I'm going to have 10-inch long pepperoni sticks. So, we'll do it again. Push them off, or squeeze them off, and then cut. We'll go 16 with this one. Each 11, 16. Not go that warm with it because it's great. So get these into the fridge overnight. Now my temperature controller for my smoker quit on me. So now I'm gonna have to bypass that. Seems like in the wintertime at least though. That the highest the temperature is gonna get 200. It's higher. That's way higher than I like to do it, but I know friends of mine smoke at that temperature, and it turns out good. So, anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these on the sticks. You want to do is give these a little squeeze, but don't twist them. These sheep casings are pretty delicate. Okay, I'm not going to get them all in one stick, so we'll do it like this. I'm going to try to get these dried out in the house a little bit anyhow, because drying at 200 degrees is not great. But you do want to get that pellicle formed. Pellicle? Yeah, okay. Formed before you apply the smoke. Or at least get, if you apply it with these casings wet like that, it just sticks to the casing and it tastes like crap. So we gotta get them dried out a bit. I usually do that at 120 degrees. Can't today, obviously. And another thing, since these are so delicate, I'm gonna put the probe in here. Like so, because that way they will, they so that way they got less chance of breaking the casings trying to get it on. Okay, they formed that pellicle. So we'll get these in here. So, okay, they're ready to go. I'll get it plugged in. Okay, we'll let these sit until they're completely cooled. And then we'll dry them on. We'll hang them to dry. Okay, we'll pull these out of the water now. Hang them up to dry. They look pretty good. Actually, because it's so cold out today, the temperature increased about the same as I would have done it manually. So they might turn out pretty good. We'll see. Try this again. Well, they've dried out enough. I'm going to put them in bags, put them in the fridge overnight, just to let the flavors meld together, smoke everything. Might even let them sit for a couple of days. Usually, like bacon and stuff, it works out better. So, but anyway, where the heck? I already tasted one of these, but the camera didn't work. So where's the one I bit off of? Well, that'd be this one here. Okay, so I'll have another taste. Break it open. Have a look. See. It's good. Okay, so unlike my smokies, these aren't dried out. So it was actually a temperature issue because of my temperature controller. And even smokies weren't that dry, but they were drier than these, that's for sure. So anyway, I'll get them bagged. And into the fridge. It's at least overnight. Well, I was lucky with that outside temperature being 20 below Celsius. My temperatures came up about the same as I would have done it manually in the summertime. And these pepperonis turn out really nice. They're good tasting. You can make your own, go for it. So I hope you'll like and share this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.